Fifth reason I need church is because it's a memorial service for my Lord who died for me. So I want you to picture the reason I got this. Well, let me read the verse and I'll tell you about the grenade. Romans 5, 6, 8. You see, at just the right time when we were still powerless, Christ died for the ungodly. Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous person, though for a good person, someone might possibly dare to die. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So I want you to picture you're in a war and you're in a trench with your buddies, and the enemy tosses a grenade into the trench right next to you. And you know you have 2 seconds to say your prayers before you meet your maker. When all of a sudden, out of nowhere, your friend next to you jumps on top of the grenade. The grenade explodes, killing your friend. And but you live because of the sacrifice of what your friend did. Now, imagine that they have a service, a memorial service. We would call this communion in church. A memorial service for that friend that took the explosion of that grenade into himself to save your life. How many of you would go to that memorial service for that friend? How many would say, I'm busy. I'm going on vacation. I'm going to go camping. I'm going to go, I can't get out of bed. I mean, that would be ridiculous, right? The person, now, let me make this story even more amazing. What if you've treated your buddy, you don't like him. You've never gone to his house. You use his name in vain. You never care for anything he says or does. You've ignored him. Basically, you're enemies. You're not friends at all. And the grenade falls into your trench, and he jumps on that grenade to save your life. And you're like, whoa, why did this guy do it? I have never been nice to him. I've never cared about him. Well, that's what Jesus says. Jesus says, sure, you might lay down your life for your spouse, for one of your kids, for a good friend. But Jesus laid down his life for us when we were his enemies, that we were sinners. Satan threw the grenade of sin that's going to send us all to hell. We've never cared about Jesus, and Jesus jumps on. He takes our sin in himself, suffers hell in our place, even while we were his enemies, and we didn't even care about God. So we come to church to just remember, wow, what Jesus did for me, even when I didn't even think about him or care for him.